So again, I've only got 3 questions for these, but I will ask you first if you wouldn't mind talking me through maybe one or two of your favourite ones.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
Okay, so cameras are rolling, so whenever you're ready.
Well, so here they are. I mentioned about these photos, and here are some of the unseen ones, because we have a sort of behind the scenes bit. We have some photos that were taken by a professional photographer that shared them with me. And then we have somewhere we actually put Barbara in all her kit. And this is at Manston when I flew. It was 30 years ago this September, so last month. And I flew into Manston, and they used to do, with Concorde, they used to do British Airways flight, and then people would pay to go get taken on a run north of Scotland, and they would go supersonic. And so I flew from the north of Scotland into Manston, and then I actually had the opportunity to get into Concorde and sit in the flight deck, and then we flew back north of Lossiemouth, and we went at Mach 2, which I'd never been at before. Yeah, and I sat in the flight deck, not down the back, so it was really cool. Yeah.
I'm really sorry, before we continue, would you mind just checking we're both in the frame? Just because
it's a really good idea.
I might need to, just before we go any
Yes,
further.
but actually,
Shall I
would both of you, because it's Joe's actually her shoulder.
Okay.
So to me, I can see both of your shoulders now.
So that's good there, yeah.
Rather than a bit of Joe. Yeah, so you were both in it before, but
Okay, cool. I thought I'd better check. I was looking at it. I was like, probably a good idea.
Yeah.
So these photos, have they all been seen before, or only a couple?
So some of them have, but not all of them, if you see what I mean. I've got, I think, certainly, and one of my favourites is this one of me with my mum.
That's incredible.
And so I took my mum along with me, and look, we got given a Concorde goodie bag. I can't remember what was in it in any way whatsoever, but yeah, that's the Concorde goodie bag. And here's my mum sat in the flight deck.
Oh my goodness.
So I don't seem to have one of me in it, but I have one of her.
And what did she think of the whole thing? Was she incredibly excited?
Oh, incredibly excited. And look at that big grin on her face. So I think that's just such a lovely picture for me to have, and of course nobody has seen that whatsoever.
Absolutely. And was she very supportive and proud of your aviation journey?
Yes, always been supportive.
Yeah.
Always, in many, many ways. And anyone who's heard me speak will always hear that I mention my mum. I don't think I've ever done a speech that I don't talk about my wonderful mum. And then one of my other favourites is where I am dressing Barbara in the gear.
Oh my goodness, that's an incredible photo.
So I'm actually putting the life jacket and the G-suit and such, because of course that's a real difference to flying in a civilian to a military, in that you're not wearing this level of kit. And even to the extent that I put her, here she is in the back of the Tornado with a helmet on, having a go in the navigator's seat, sat on the ejection seat. And of course, when you're pulling G, all of this is quite weighty. It's quite weighty anyway. You'll see it's got leg restraints, which are part of how the whole ejection seat worked. And that pipe is plugging in for all of your comms and such like, anyway.
And what did Barbara think about having all that kit on?
It was heavy. Yeah. Because it takes some getting used to wearing all of it, and it's more constrictive again than in the suit that you might be wearing, or the outfit, or whatever you're wearing to fly. But you soon get used to it. And as you can see, we've just got big grins in all of these photos. And I did a walk around with her. Here I am doing a little walk around, showing her what it's like again. And look, making her carry her helmet and everything. I appear to have put mine down, but she's still got hers. So, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to take Barbara flying because it wasn't a two-seat version of the Tornado that we had, and we didn't have the authority or approval to do it, albeit I did get the Concorde trip, so yeah.
And when you look at these photos, what is the first thing that comes to mind for you?
I think what's really interesting for me is that reflection on what an iconic photo. I think it's one of the ones with us sitting down. These are a bit different. It's really sort of this one has become one of these versions with Concorde and Tornado sort of nose to nose. There's a very funny one here of where Barbara's waving out of the flight deck whilst I'm sat in the cockpit. And I think that realisation of something that all those years ago that was done that still has so much meaning, because of course the Tornado doesn't fly in the UK anymore, and the Concorde doesn't fly anymore.
Yeah.
So they're actually really iconic museum pieces.
Parts of history.
Now, which is a bit aging, let's be honest, but part of history. And unfortunately, Barbara passed away a number of years ago as well. So I think, I'm hoping that this keeps the memory of her alive and what she achieved as well.
Absolutely. And this meeting at the time, what did it mean to you then, and what does it mean to you now?
I think I just took it in my stride at the time, but I was in my mid-20s, I don't think I really thought of it. It was like, oh, this is cool, here's another pilot. And I don't think I ever realised that there were so few female pilots even then in the airlines. I knew it wasn't in the military. I don't think I had that understanding. And again, when we were talking about stats previously, to still think how few, that it's in single figures, I just don't understand it when, of course, if you're capable of flying, you're capable of flying.
Of course you are. Yeah, absolutely. And let me just read this last one. And how important do you think representation is when we talk about increasing the percentage of women in aviation?
I do believe that it helps to be able to see somebody doing something. I do believe that if you're getting onto a British Airways flight, for example, and you hear your captain speaking and it has a female voice, that people stop thinking about it. It just becomes like, oh, I might want to go and do that. Again, as I've said to you before, about how do we make sure that we are encouraging these skills and capabilities and visions and dreams of young people as they are at school, just believing that they can go and do something that they might absolutely love and adore, because it is so much better than sitting behind a desk.
Yeah.
There's only way. And I used to love it when I would get airborne and I would just think, this is my office, and I'd be up above, it was a grey day, and I'd be up above the skies, and you've just got the sun shining down, and that wonderful feeling and peace that I get high up above the earth.
Absolutely. You must feel very proud of the impact that these images have had. I know, just talking about myself and the Elevate Her team, they've impacted us massively, and how do you feel about that? I mean, you must feel really...
I don't think I realised until you're telling me. Yeah. I see that they go round and people are like, this is iconic. In fact, interesting, the last time that it went round, one of the coolest things was where Airfix sent it round. And I was like, I had a little Airfix, and we all remember Airfix. And I just thought, that's cool that they've sent it round. Yeah. But then on the last time it did the round, somebody put, oh, this is obviously AI. And I thought, isn't that strange? Because that's only in the last couple of years that anyone would have even thought that these photos from 30 years ago would be AI.
Well, you heard it here first, definitely not AI.
Not AI, I was there in person.
No, thank you so much. Honestly, it's such a pleasure to see these images, and just know that they really mean so much to a lot of us.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was wonderful, thank you.
Cool. Do you want to do anything on this single F-16 one?
Yes, actually, I tell you what,
Are you going to do photos? You're going to do some...
I also just thought you scanned a load of these, so I can have a look and see which ones you scanned.